Hey, welcome to Sue Rogers Unedited. I am Sue Rogers. Nutrition for athletes. Not so much a rant today, just some info. What are you putting in your body for health? For fuel, as an athlete? Okay, I know two athletes personally. Was an athlete. When I was an athlete, I was putting garbage into my body. How I actually was able to perform at any kind of level is semi-mind-blowing. But everything you consume is either fueling your body for optimal performance or it's adding to inflammation, hindering your performance. Okay, so inflammation-causing foods are gonna be things like fried foods, soda, sugar, white breads, white flour, gluten, dairy, alcohol, coffee, excessive meat consumption. Now for reference, like if you're pre-gaming by eating fried food, like French fries, or potentially like a greasy burger and French fries, or chicken nuggets, chicken strips, anything fried, washing it down with a bunch of soda. We had a special guest puppy over here. I don't know if you'll be able to see her. Oh, there she is. Or drinking a bunch of coffee beforehand. You're causing inflammation in your body. That inflammation in your body is going to impact your performance. Seen it firsthand. You go to these volleyball tournaments, and at these volleyball tournaments, the food vendors at these places a lot of times are freaking chicken nuggets and French fries. Or French fries and whatever else. You guys, French fries are not like nutrition on any level, okay? They taste amazing, but they are just, they're causing a spike in your blood sugars, whether you are diabetic or not. It's cranking up your body's production of insulin if your pancreas functions correctly. So these things that they're feeding these athletes are not ideal for performance. Have you ever witnessed, either as an athlete yourself or a parent of an athlete, your kid's eating something and then in between games and they come back to the next game and the whole team is just sluggish and not moving well? Probably because of the junk that just got put into their gut, especially soda. Like, don't drink soda. Gatorade's not that great either because of the toxic chemicals contained within it. Water with maybe some salt sprinkled in, Himalayan sea salt or Redmond sea salt. There's actually a really good blend of doing a little bit of honey with salt as a electrolyte drink instead of the red dye, blue dye, whatever bullshit other dyes are in Gatorade and the other sports drinks, okay? You wanna look for something that's super clean. Even coconut water is super hydrating and has other nutrients in it that is gonna be way better for the body. So now you're thinking, okay, well, what do I feed my athlete or what do I fuel myself with to actually give myself good energy for performance? Well, there's tons of things, you guys, tons. Anti-inflammatory foods are gonna be your dark leafy greens, berries, skinless poultry, nuts and seeds, beans, legumes, fermented foods, salmon, pumpkin. Those are just examples, okay? There's longer lists for the inflammation-causing foods and the anti-inflammatory foods. Just start doing like an internet search and you'll be able to find really tons of information and lots of lists to be able to reference for what these bigger expanded lists contain. So you want to be putting the right fuel into your body. Okay, there's a bunch of really clean protein drinks that are out there now too. I actually just found one that is in a can, which is really cool. Really clean ingredients for the most part as well, and easy to drink. Kind of tastes like chocolate milk, the one does. And I grew up eating bullshit foods, so the vanilla one tastes like Jello vanilla pudding. I do not eat vanilla pudding now, nor have I in probably a couple decades, but the flavor reminds me of eating it when I was a kid. Now, another important factor as an athlete is your sleep. Like, are you getting shitty sleep at night? Are you sleeping less than 8 hours? Probably not great for performance either. The other thing that blows my mind on these volleyball tournaments is we have to leave our house sometimes at like 5:30 in the morning to get to the tournament start time on time. Nobody's getting a good night's sleep when you have to leave the house by 5:30 in the morning. Luckily for me, I'm getting up at like 5:20 and just rolling my ass out the door because I'm not the athlete in this situation. I'm the parent just getting my kid there on time. But that early in the morning and then trying to fuel yourself correctly that early in the morning without being nauseous and then riding in the car, good freaking luck. Like whoever plans this shit is out of their goddamn minds. I'll say that again every time, even though I'm participating in it, which is also stupid. I get it. But fueling yourself correctly, getting the proper amount of sleep, because your body does so much repair while you're sleeping that if you're not getting the right amount of sleep, then the body is not getting, I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at this. My buddy is here. Look at how cute she is. If you're just listening to the recording and not the video, Pebbles is sleeping on the floor right behind me. So we just moved the camera to see. Sleep, you need enough of it so that your body is rested. Muscle repairs happen, cell damage repairs happen, tissue damage repairs happening while you're sleeping. All of those things need to happen so that your body is working optimally. Now, when you're sleeping too, you want to sleep in a dark room. Use a sleep mask to block out light if you need to. The room should be cool around like 78 degrees, which isn't always, an option, but you want to aim for. Use earplugs if you need to block out noise so that you're not distracted by noise, especially if you happen to be a light sleeper. No screen time before bed because blue light throws off the body's natural sleep process. Get off your phone. Put this stupid thing away, okay? Or don't be staring at the screen. If you're using it for music or something, that's one thing, but staring at the screen. Now, if you have on your phones where you can adjust the blue light to a different tone, that's a thing that's on iPhones now too, so you can get rid of and block as much of that blue light as possible. So you switch it to more like a warm tone. It's a funky looking color, but it's less harsh on the body and on your eyes. Do some light stretching or yoga before bed. Deep breathing from yoga plus the release that you're getting in your muscles from stretching is fantastic as an athlete because you always want to be working on your flexibility and mobility and range of motion. So the light stretching is good, but when you add in the light stretching with some deep breathing, it calms the nervous system down and helps you to fall asleep faster and potentially even sleep better. All of my yoga students over the years, you guys have told me over and over again, once they started yoga, how much better they are sleeping. It is true, it works. Add it in, and you could literally be lying in bed doing stretches, lying down, just a couple easy, like gentle back stretches, a couple leg stretches while you're lying down right before you fall asleep. It's that simple. Don't overcomplicate it. I already talked about proper hydration, so not nasty sports drinks. Drink real hydrating things like the coconut water or water with a little bit of salt or honey to give a little bit of like a pre-workout to it. Just avoid drinking sodas, and even a bunch of the energy drinks, not a lot of them are really clean either, so be cautious. Learn how to read ingredient labels and know what to look for, which I can also go over. Let me do a sports drink comparison one of these days. Note to self. And then cut out sugar as much as possible, okay? If you're snacking on a bunch of candy all day long as an athlete, not great for you, okay? And I know this because I see directly what happens. I may sound like a broken record, but now having a kid who's type 1 and you see immediately what is happening to sugar in the body when the pancreas doesn't function properly. So what if your pancreas functions properly? Congrats, woohoo! But what you're doing by eating excessive amounts of sugar is you're still like beating the hell out of your pancreas while it's trying to process the ungodly amounts of sugar that you're putting into your body. And it may not affect you now, but it'll catch up with you at some point, either with your pancreas not functioning as properly later with type 2, or some other kind of chronic condition or candida or yeast built up in the body. Also just tons of inflammation, which is going to throw off your gut, which will ruin potentially everything else the minute you ruin your gut. Excess sugar in the body is inflammation in the body. It's going to make your joints hurt. It's going to make your healing time take longer. it is going to ruin your gut health, which is your immune system. And then if your immune system is damaged, your body won't be able to function and repair anything else as well either. And you're gonna get that sugar high and that sugar crash. So your mood's not gonna be great or your energy as great as well either. So please, please, please get off the sugar and high glucose freaking roller coaster you don't need. Nobody's body is sugar deficient unless you're type 1 and you're low and you can't get back up. That is like the one exception, you guys. Like, we are not deficient in sugar. We are not deficient in prescription medications. Your body just needs real things in it so that it can perform to the best of its ability. And it is so powerful. Your body is so powerful. You just got to give it what it needs and make sure that you eat. Don't starve yourself as an athlete. You need to have fuel in your body. Think of yourself as a car. If your car has no gas, you cannot fucking drive. If you don't put good fuel in your tank, you cannot perform, okay? You also don't want to eat a massive amount of food within an hour of practice or game time or performance, because if you do, all that undigested food is in your gut and you're gonna barf, which then you're gonna throw off your system even more because now you're empty and you probably feel like shit because you just threw up. So also know the timing of when to eat, but don't go in to an all day long tournament having eaten nothing and continue to eat nothing and expect to perform at your peak performance as well. Find what works for you. Protein shake is usually generally easy to get down, to have some good protein and fuel in your system right away. And then find a system that works for you so that you can be the athlete that you are made to be and that you've worked hard on developing your skills to perform at your peak performance. So there's some nutrition for athletes. Hope you found some of that, if not all of that information, useful. I gut health coach also, work with athletes also. You can find me on my website, www.balancedaylife.com, or on Facebook or Instagram at Balanced Day Life. Like, subscribe, follow, share here on wherever you're listening, whether it's Spotify, Anchor, or YouTube. And you guys have an awesome freaking day.